Hello, ladies and gentle ladies. Welcome back to another. What are we doing? Oh my god, I'm so unprepared for this stream. Welcome back to another railroad development stream. There has been some complications, which is why I'm a little bit delayed. I couldn't get the music to work properly, but it works now, so that's fine. And then also OBS is fucking up, and I cannot see my YouTube panel, so we're not off to a great start today. Let me just try and bring this back. Ah, thank you, finally. Okay, I got the YouTube panel up so I can see everything I need to see. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I'm just checking I've got everything open that I kind of want open. And everything closed that I don't want open. Oh, let me unplug Alexa. That's always a good thing to do, just so it doesn't dox me. Okay. I think we're ready. Let's switch views, maybe? OBS, hello, thank you. Okay, so railroad. Actually, I need to commit some changes I have first. Because I've done some things. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to commit what I have and then we'll switch back to the SST branch. Commit, push. Okay, and then I'm going to switch to SST. And I probably just need to just reload real quick. Oh, I forgot to go get my water. Okay, I'll be right back, chat. I need to go get my water. Alright, I am back and I have my water. Okay, we're ready to get started. So, last time we were, well, doing the parser, but obviously more specifically, we were, where is it? Is it in IDE? It is, okay. More specifically, we were doing the AST nodes. So not this one, not what I meant to go into. I meant to go into this one. So this is obviously our visitor. Now, since last time, I have actually done a bunch, as you can see here. So this is hopefully easily going to be finishable today. All that we have to do is the literals are down here. And then we have to do these expressions that I haven't done. So in theory, this should be done in an hour max, is the hope. Let me just close some things I have open in Brave. Okay. And let me find my... somewhere I have a list of the different things, which I'm struggling to find right now. Okay, I found it. Okay, so method reference exception is the expression is the next one we need to do. So I just got an expression folder. An expression, by the way, guys, is just nothing. It's just an interface. And obviously these are all the types of expressions we have. So it's just a node. It's a normal node. There isn't much special about it. But yeah, okay, let's create a new class. Let's create a record. And we are going to obviously be doing this for the start today. So method references are actually not sure how they work. So obviously it has a name, right? But the name could also be like an expression, I guess. Couldn't it? Tati, are you feeling better than yesterday? Kind of. I don't know. I've been kind of on and off all day, so I'm just hoping it's not something coming up again. So we'll see. I've been very much on and off all day with how I've been feeling, so hopefully I will be fine, is, you know, the plan. But yeah, we'll see. So method references, I'm gonna find this in the JLS. I need to bring up the JLS first of all. Also, I found out that last stream my audio was really quiet. Is my mic quiet, guys? Can you let me know? Because last stream, I believe it was really quiet. And it could be that you guys just had to turn the stream up or something. But I went back and looked at the stream and it was super quiet. I'm just gonna have a quick look again. Yeah, it looks like it was quite quiet last time, so I'm gonna turn it up, or at least try to turn it up. This might actually be easier said than done, because it might break all my filters. But hopefully it's fine. If I just do like that? Is that okay? Hopefully that's okay. You know, I can actually have a look, can't I? I can go to the live stream. Once it loads, and I can see how loud I am. Okay, that's better, yeah. That'll do for now. Okay. Once again, let me bring up the JLS because I don't have it. So method references. Actually, I just need to bring up the JLS in general. Because I need the Java 24 one, because when you Google it, it tries to come up with Java 8, because obviously most people use Java 8, so here we go. Method reference expressions. Wow, okay. That's quite a few things, huh? Okay. So this is what it says. This is all the possible things that a method reference can be. So like these ones in the square brackets, that means it's optional, right? So that doesn't have to be there. So we can have an expression name, which I don't know what that is. An identifier or an ambiguous name dot identifier. Oh, I see. So that's just what I'm calling a name, basically. Right, so then that's a name Okay, so that is just it's just a name. That's all that is. Because a name is a list of identifiers, right? Let's just check. Yeah, so it's a list of string parts, right? Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So it's a name, then optional type arguments, and then another name. Then it's or it could be a primary, which is what? Primary no new array. Huh? Class instance creation expression, field access, array access. How could it be an array access? Oh, because I guess you could do like my array 0 colon colon, well not colon colon new, but like colon colon some method, right? I think you can do that. I would just say it's an expression, right? In reality. I don't think there's any need to overcomplicate it. So let's just go with an expression. And then it's a name? It's a type arguments and a name. So optional of type parameter. Is that correct? So that has a name, annotations, bounds, no. So it's just a type variable ref. That is what we want. So type variable ref, which is the type type arguments it says on the JLS. Does that mean it's multiple? Yes. Okay, so it can actually be a list of type variable ref, which is the type arguments, and then it is a yeah, so it's an identifier. So that would just be a string name. Well, no, I'm gonna do a name. I think would be more reasonable. And this implements expression. And then we add our methods, of course. Kind, method reference. This needs to be a list of AST node. Children is equal to a new array list. Add expression, add all type arguments, add name, return children. Perfect. Then in accept, it's the usual, so just visit method reference expression. Boom. Done. Object creation expression. Now I've got to try and find that. So object creation. Let's try and find object. Nope, that's array creation. Trying to find object creation expression in the JLS. Object creation. I guess the question is what is an object creation? Like, what defines an object creation? It's really just like doing like new thing, right? Or new thing, or new... Well, yeah, really, it's just those two options, right? So I think it's just a name, possibly followed by arguments, I guess. And it could also have a type as well. It could have type parameters. So it would have a span. We would have Boolean is array. We would have a type ref type. We would have type ref type. No, because you can't do like a new T, right? You can't do that. Or can you? Records can't be generic, can they? Oh, they can. Wait, how can I do this? No, I want to do like this. New T array. Can I do that? No. So this is really just a name in reality. It's not a type ref because it can't be a primitive. It can be an array. It can be a class or interface, but it can't be a type variable. Can't be an intersection type, can't be a union type, and it can't be a wildcard type. So it's really just one of these two. I guess it could be a primitive though. But then I guess that's all kind of defined here, right? So it's really either this or this. Now, luckily, I've actually created something for this, which is an either. So that will be either a array type ref or a class or interface type ref. And then we need, oh, that's possible. We actually don't want that, but yeah, I know what it means, right? It's trying to say that, like, what the hell? This is not TypeScript. Bro. What? Why? What? Okay. Maybe thinks it's C#. Because you could do that in C#, right? I don't know, like, to what extent you can do that in C#. You can do that in C# as well. So let's think about this. After the type, right? So, you know, new my class. What can we have after that, right? We can have a type parameter, right? But we can't do, can we do like, can you do that? I don't think so. I don't know why I'm doing this inside main, that doesn't make sense. But whatever. Can I do... Actually, no, I don't need a class. I don't need a class. I just want to do a new array list. I want, like, list of... list my list is equal to a new array list. Or we'll do var so that we can do this a little bit easier. Can I, in here, say question mark extends I don't know. Type ref. No, because you can't instantiate the type. So in reality, you can't have primitives as well, so I can't do like that. So in reality, it's just a class or interface type. Although you can do int array, can't you? Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna look at what Eclipse JDT does. Look at object creation expression. I assume that exists. No. Is it just, it might be just like a new expression. Sure, this will be good enough. So what does it have? So a boolean for whether it's a new array, and it has an int, which is the array type. What the fuck does that mean? Get array size, get arguments. So what is get right? Is an AST tree? What? What is this? That is an entire abstract syntax tree. I don't understand. It takes a name, a size, and an int. Oh, so that's for arrays. Right. So what about non-arrays? I feel like this just ignores the generics. 1 second. Expression. Class instance creation expression. Class instance creation expression. See if I can find that. Class instance creation. Aha. Aha. Found it. Okay, we should probably rename this then. To... Well... Yeah, I think so. Because oh no, we have 1 second, we have an array creation expression, so we don't need to worry about arrays, but we're overcomplicating it by worrying about arrays here. We just need to think about non-array objects, right? So we have what does it say? Is this some kind of expression? So a new type argument, class or interface type, argument list class body. Or an expression name dot unqualified class instance creation expression, or a primary dot unqualified class creation expression. Right, because you can do, I'm trying to think about how this works. Because you can do like new my object, or you can even do, oh no, you can't do that, can you? Wait, I'm trying to think, how can you even do that? You can do like this, which would have some like blah blah blah, right? And then you can do that. You can't have anything before this though, right? The JLS says it can be, see, this is a little bit confusing because the JLS says that like, hey, it can be a new and then type arguments and then the class or interface to instantiate. But that's wrong, isn't it? Or am I going completely and utterly crazy? I'm pretty sure you can't put T there ever. The only time you can do something like that is if you had like my class, then you could do like T my method, right? But that's not instantiating an object. If you did, you know, like you can't do this. It has to be like this. So it's either like that or like that. So I think the JLS is actually wrong, which is confusing. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT because I think the JLS is wrong. Which would be crazy. I must be missing something. Okay. I've asked Big Man ChatGPT. We're going to see what it says. Okay, 1 second. It's okay. So this is what it said. No Discord amount. You bugger! I knew I forgot something. 1 second. Thank you 7410 for reminding me. There we go. So it says before the class name, right before the new, right after the new. These lead-in type arguments offer generic constructors' own type parameters. Yes, constructors can be generic, independent of the class. They can? Wait, constructors can be generic? Wait, what the fuck is this? You can do that? No. Can you do that? You can have both of the classes generic and the constructor is generic. No, I've got to try this. There's no way, right? So it says I can have class my class, right? And then I make my class generic. So I say like T. And then I have a method in this class. So I have the constructor in this class, right? Which is also a generic constructor. So I say my class. But the important part is this has to take in like U, T, T. You can do that. So then if I do this, I can do new long my class integer or we'll say string so that it's different. Oh my, wait, no, you can't do that. Oh no, that's just because it needs to be static. You could do that? That's so weird. Wait, so does that mean I can do this? I don't know. What's a class I could put in here? Like type rat? Well, no, that's a terrible one. JSON. And then I could actually just put in a new JSON. Okay, this is horrible. Is there ever a reason? Oh god. Is there ever a reason to do this? Okay, either way, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. This is horrible, right? This is terrible code. I think everyone can agree on that. Because why wouldn't I just make these generic to the class itself? I guess if you wanted multiple different constructors and maybe they all did different things, so they all took in different things. Because I guess I could say like this extends number, right? Meaning that I can't then put a string here. Yeah. Huh. Today I learned, I guess. Okay. So how do we define this then? I guess it's just a list of type ref, but it's not a normal type ref, it's a, yeah, we'll just go list of type ref, which is the type arguments. Is that correct? So what's wrong with this? Method reference exception is not allowed in the sealed hierarchy. It's not? Should be. Oh, that's because it's importing the wrong class. That's why. That's fine. This still has one related problem though, but I think that's fine. Yeah, so if I do a list of type ref. Is that correct? 1 second, let me check that's correct. If I do method invocation, etc. Okay, what I'm looking for is... Am I looking for type parameter or not? No, I'm not. And in fact, in a method invocation, it's also not a type parameter, right? Because you can't do like my method. Can't do my method. He extends, you know, AST node like that, right? So in actuality, this is wrong. This needs to be a type ref, which doesn't actually really change anything right now, which is fine. Then we have the type ref type, right? You know what I think we need? I think we need a type arguments class. I don't have one, right? Do I have one or no? I don't think so. It'll do. It's fine for now. We may consider coming back to it though, but it's fine for now. This needs to be a class or interface type though, so that's fine. And then we have a list of expression arguments, and then we have an anonymous class declaration, which is the body. This is optional though. Okay, and then this implements expression. Okay. We finally got there, chat. So list dot... I need a good way to make a new list, man. I just want to do like a list of AST node children is equal to a new array list, but I hate having to type that out every single time. You can probably write some kind of template, so I imagine, to do that, but I don't know how to do that. Type arguments, type arguments, and then I need to do the other one. So if this is present, then we do children add. That's fine. And then this needs to be visit object creation expression. That's fine. Next we have array creation expression, which I think is kind of similar. Right? So obviously it has a span. Then it has a type ref, which is the type. Then it has a list of expression, which is the dimensions. And then it has an optional initializer. Now this has an array initializer, but apparently that is actually a thing. I guess array initializers are kind of different. Kind of? I mean... what we're probably going to find is we're going to have to create a lot of classes that currently I haven't accounted for. And what does this have? This is just a list of expression. Right? So this isn't anything special. So I would rather just have an optional It's not an expression though. It is an array initializer. So we'll just create an array initializer, shall we? Let me have a look for array creation expressions. Yeah, so the JLS defines an array initializer as a variable initializer list. So let me create this. Let's create a new class, which is a array initializer, which is a record. This takes in a span, then it takes in a list of evers, I think. So it'd be a list of either expression or array initializer, which is the values, which feels kind of jank, admittedly. Is this an expression? No, not really. Okay. So then we can just return the kind, which is array initializer. Obviously we don't have that yet, but that's fine. And then we need to do values dot stream either dot to list. Either dot map list of, yep, and then flat map to list dot stream, and then do to list. And it doesn't like that because that's a list of question mark extends AST node, which is the children. So I can't just return, oh, I can do that though. But I can't just return children, can I? No. But I can do that, which is what I need to do anyway. Well, I actually don't, because it's to list, so it's immutable, but still, that's fine. Visit array initializer, there we go. So now we're going to come in here, and we're going to do array initializer. Okay, here we go. So array initializer. Okay, and then we just go into here. Visit array initializer. Let's import these. Let's make sure that has that imported. Okay. What's this? Children add. That's fine. We'll come back to that later. That's not a problem right now. Okay. Then this just needs to implement expression. Boom, 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 boom. This needs to be a list. AST node. Children is equal new array list. Add type, add all dimensions, initialize a person, add that, return, no. I think I messed that up earlier actually, now that I think about it. Was it in this one? Yes. I bet I've messed this up so many times, and it's gonna bite me in the butt later because I'm not gonna realize it. I've messed it up here as well. I don't think I've done it. I have actually done it in a lot of things. It's going to be a big problem if I just leave those there. That's fine because that's immutable. That's fine because that's immutable. And then that's the new one. And I messed it up in this one. It's very easy to mess that up and just forget to do it. But that is very important. Okay, so that's that one. This is complaining though, because I haven't done that. Okay, then we have array access. So array access. Okay, I'll find the array access. Okay, found it. Array access is luckily actually very simple. Oh, it doesn't like this. Add initializer. It's importing the wrong one. That would be why. Okay. Array access, as I say, super simple. In theory. So obviously span. Then it's, I think it's just a name, I think. So I have a type, right? Most importantly, so it'll be a type ref type. Now it actually can't be a lot of these, right? So it can't be an array type. It can't be a type variable. It can't be an intersection, can't be a union, can't be a wildcard, but it could be a primitive. So it's either a primitive or a class or interface. So in that case, I can do either primitive type, primitive type ref, or class or interface type ref. I'm probably going to change so much of this later, by the way, guys. So don't prepare what we're doing right now to be the final result. Hello Super Z, welcome to the stream. Okay, then we want a list of dimensions, right? So a list, we'll just do expression, which will be the dimensions, because obviously a dimension could be defined by an expression, right? Because you could say a new int array, and then we can say that the size is like, you know, width times height times depth, right? That's an expression. This is actually multiple expressions, of course, because you've got binary expressions within it. But yeah, so it's a list of expressions that define the dimensions, and then finally we also have the initializer, right? So next expression array expression. No. Wait, this is array access. This is array access expression. I'm doing this wrong. Wait, did I do this one right? Yes, I did. Yeah, I'm doing this wrong. Okay. I should actually have this in here though. And then just fix that here. Type dot map. That's a thing I have, no? Okay, that should probably be a thing. Actually, I can just turn it into a list. So I can do map, and then I can do list of, and then do for each children, add all. It doesn't like that though. An add all collection and add all int collection. Huh. And what if I do to list and then do for each children add all? Can I not do that? No, this is a list of AST node. Question mark extends AST node, and then children to add all list. There must be an easy way to do that. You don't need the stream.to list, don't you? No, you're right. I don't. And that's not. Oh, that's valid. So actually, I can just do children to add all this, right? Yay! Much better. I don't quite understand. What do you mean by an integrated development environment? Can you make a mod inside the game or new mod loader? No, neither of those. We're making literally IntelliJ right now. That is what we're doing. Well, that is the goal. Well, no, the goal is not to make IntelliJ, but the goal is to make something like IntelliJ, right? It's obviously not going to be to the same standards or to the same quality as IntelliJ, at least not for the foreseeable future, because that would take a very long time, but we're aiming for something similar, is the plan. Okay, array access, so that's just going to be an expression, which is the array, and then an expression for the index. That's nice and simple. And this implements expression. He's making something nicer than IntelliJ. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's hard to say what the future is going to hold, so who knows? I mean, I did plan to release the railroad video today, but once again, same as yesterday, I had a bunch of complications. So that didn't happen. And also there's some things I want to get done first. Just getting like project creation and stuff working is kind of one of the big things that I kind of need to do before I make a proper video on it. But yeah, hopefully those will be yeah, those will be remedied shortly, and then we'll have a video, and then, you know, once the idea is, once I've done a video on it, a lot more people will be working on it, right? So it will progress significantly faster. That's the theory. That's the theory I have in my head, and the theory I've had for a very long time, but it might not work like that. We'll see. Obviously, something like an IDE is a very complex thing, right? So I'm not expecting loads of people to be able to do what I'm doing and work on like the Parser or the Lexa or anything like that. But there are lots of small things that can be done, you know, shortly-ish. Obviously a lot of like code inspections and stuff, those will have to be left till later, right? Obviously until I've done this kind of thing, but yeah, this is just a name, right? Name. It's actually, this is not a name, it's a string name. And then that implements expression. Don't do that, please, Copilot. I hate when it does this. It's so freaking annoying. Okay, there we go. Boom. Okay, next is this expression. What is this expression? Qualifier, which is a name. Oh, because you can do like class dot this, right? So you can do, so it'd be like a span, right? As obviously there always is, and then it would be like an optional of a class or interface type ref, which is the short qualifier, right? Because you can do my class, or in this case it would be this expression dot this dot, you know, something, right? So yeah, and you can do the same with like super, right? So you can do super dot, you know, my thing. Also, you'd only do that in an inner class. So if I had like a public class test class and I did test class, then I could do this expression dot this dot span, right? So that makes this this expression. Is this dot is thing dot this dot thing or thing dot super dot thing? Is it this as a different constructor? Huh? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, to be honest. Like this is the this expression, this right here, right? And then this is a field access expression. Or is this a field access expression? Something like that. Which is different from doing like this, right? And also I can't do like this, right? Because that would be crazy, but you know, calling a this constructor is different from a this expression, because that's just a... I actually don't know what that is. I guess that would just be a... I think that's just a method invocation expression, actually, to do that. But yeah. So that this is a this expression. And super is going to be identical, right? It's exactly the same. So this implements expression. Implements, boom. That doesn't like this. Apparently that's not in the hierarchy. Oh no, it is. It's just because it's importing the wrong thing. That's why. That's fine. I was going to say, because yeah, that's definitely correct. I'm just gonna make a list. I'll be honest, guys. I don't want this weird shit. Nice. Is it this expression? This expression, perfect. Okay, and then as I say, super expression is identical, right? It's exactly the same. So super expression, I just need to change this to super and this to super, and that's it. That's those two done. Then we have a typecast expression. Now, I don't remember what a typecast expression is, I'm gonna be honest. But I think it's just casting. Right, so I think it's just saying int, you know, 5.0, like, it's just a cast, I think. Though admittedly, I don't remember. So I'm going to try and find it in the JLS. Java language. I need to have this bookmarked, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Okay, so type cast. Ooh. Cast. Yeah, here goes. You got a cast expression. Wait, you can do bounded casts? Wait 1 second, you can do that? 1 second, let me try this. Let's do default T. I don't know, whatever, sure. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore this for a second. Because what I wanna know if I can do var, my var is equal it. Yeah, I want to know if I can do, like, how do I even do this? Expression and class member. You can do that. I did not know. So what does this become? What does this become though? If I do .var. Oh, it just becomes an expression. Interesting. It's kind of crazy. So if I do this, then that allows me to access things from both class member and expression? I guess? If you use it as a var, can you use class member methods? I don't think so. Right? Because fundamentally it's just changed it to an expression. It's not an expression and class member because you can't do that. Right? So it's just an expression. And we can test that, right? So we can do void my method. And then we can go into expression and have like default void my other method. Whatever, right? Make this default as well, so it doesn't matter if I do happen to forget it. I can't do first.my method, but I can do first.my other method, right? But if I do this, then I can do first.my method and my other method because it's a combined type. Yeah, and that just converts it into an expression. But I assume I could probably also just do class member test. Yeah, so you could do that too. So you could use either one. But I guess like the question is like why? So I can call both of them. I don't know. I just feel like why would you ever do that? It's a very weird thing to do. Because it's not like you could call a method that exists in both the classes, because you can only call one method and then the object is gone. Right? And then it's no longer a combination. It's no longer a union. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyways, let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of that. Okay. Moving on. Typecast expression. So yes, the reason I found this is because in here we have a span as is usual, if I can not keep messing it up. Then we have a primitive type followed by a unary expression, or a primitive type and a bound followed by a unary expression not plus or minus, and then we have a type. No, we have yeah, okay. Okay, we have a primitive type followed by a unary expression. We have a reference type and an additional bound followed by a unary expression not plus or minus, and then we have a reference type followed by an additional bound followed by a lambda expression. Does it actually say anything about the additional bound here? But then all the following must be true. Compile type, blah, 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 blah. Right. I need to put the reference in the cast order. Yeah, so it's done by cast order. You can use var, my var, a and b something, and then you can use both. Oh, so if you use var, I see. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I see. Cast explicitly tag a lambda da 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 da. Okay. This is kind of complicated. There's a lot of different possibilities here, is what I'm realizing. Okay, I'm gonna ask Big Man ChatGPT. Because there's so primitive type followed by unary expression. What is a unary expression not plus or minus though? Postfix expression. What? Card expression. Switch expression. I'm not sure I understand. Yeah, so okay, I get the so the lambda one would be kind of crazy, right? But the lambda one would be being like string, you know, you could have something like string str, and then like that dot get, right? Or accept, I think is the method, right? For a consumer. Something like that. Remind me, what's the website you used for the chat? I used ChatGPT, or ChatGPT, as some people say. I think that's stupid. Although, admittedly, it has actually just told me I'm being dumb, and it's much simpler than I think it is. So it thinks it's actually just... Yeah, so it's just a span, then it's a type ref, which is the target, right? So the type we're trying to cast to. Then it's a list of type ref additional bounds, and then it's an expression. That's a lot easier than what I was trying to do. You mean the on-screen YouTube chat? Oh, I'm using... Just check. Botrix. Bot and then RIX. That is what I'm using. Expression, there you go. Implement methods, kind, typecast expression. Like that. Visit typecast expression. Okay, that was nice and simple. Instance of, I think is simple, right? I don't think there's anything special you can do with an instance of, but I'm probably going to be proven wrong. Which is why I will check the spec. Instance of expression? You can't do an instance of an expression, can you? Wait. Can you? Instance of expression. So you can do... Oh, because it's an expression followed by a... Of course. Expression... expression, and then it's a reference type or a pattern. What is a relational expression? A shift expression? I don't understand. Wait, what? I'm not sure I understand. How can you have thing is less or thing is greater than thing in an instance of? Am I crazy? You can't do that, right? Wait, can you do that? If I do, like, if 5 is less than 3 is instance of integer? Yeah, you can't do that. What? I don't understand. I'm gonna ask Big Man ChatGPT again. You can do that, just a boolean to know it, but it could never be an int. In terms of boolean, but you can't do that either. Oh, primitive types and patterns, instance of, and switch are not supported. I don't understand. Okay, I'm trying to see. Hello Yoda Force, welcome to the stream, and hello Sovia Bim, welcome to the stream. Do A, B plus C, D is instance of string, but that's not what it's saying. Right, that's not what it's saying. Because look, it's saying that you can put a relational expression before the instance of. A relational expression can be something is less than something, right? Or something is greater than something, or something is less than or equal to something, or something is greater than or equal to something. Or a shift expression, or an additive expression. Well, I guess an additive expression makes sense, but like these don't make sense. Let me see. If the operand to the right of the instance of keyword is a reference type, then the instance of keyword is a type of comparison operator. If the operand to the right side of the instance of keyword is a pattern, then the instance of keyword is the pattern match operator. The following rules apply when instance of is the type of the comparison operator. The type of the expression, relational expression, must be a reference type or the null type, or a compile time error occurs. The relational expression must be checked class compatible with the reference type or a compile time error occurs. Sure. Right. So you can't, oh yeah, obviously you can't do that, but that's not what I'm looking for, is it? I think it's incorrect. Like, So this is what ChatGPT is saying, and I'm not sure it's really helping me. So it's saying it's because of the grammar, but I don't think that's correct, right? Enforce the instance of binds looser than these, but tighter than these. So that's not legal, but that shouldn't be legal either. Instead, the grammar ensures that A instance of B is passed as a single relational expression. But that doesn't make sense, because a relational expression can be A is greater than whatever, right? So the grammar allows relational expression instance of, but the type rules of the language reject it. Oh, so it's allowed, but it's not allowed. That's very confusing. So 5 is less than 3 is instance of integer is an allowed expression, right? So it lets you do that, but then the type system says like, hey, no, you can't do that. So that's what it's just saying, which is very confusing, and I don't like that. But I guess that kind of makes sense, right? So yes, this is just an expression. That is all this is. And then it's I've lost it now. And then it's a type or a pattern. So how would that work then? I guess it's just a pattern, right? Pattern. I think, because a pattern It can be a type test pattern. It can be a record pattern, or it can just be a match all pattern, right? No, that's not right. This isn't right. I think this has to be either a type ref or a pattern. I think it has to be that. But then, yeah, I think that has to be... Let me look at the thing again. There's a reference type, which is a couple things. So it's class or instance, a type variable, or an array type. Wait, it can be an array type? If you int... no, how would you even do that? What? Doesn't make sense. It can't be an array type, can it? You can't do this, can you? No. Object array 0. If C is instance of a string array? Can you do that? You can do that? How does that work? It's always false, right? But how? Because that's all, like, you could never do this and have it be true, right? Because this could be, or could it? I guess if this is an object array of C, I could still do like a new JSON array, right? Or something. So I guess technically I can do that. I'm not sure why you would ever do this. I'm trying to think, why would you ever have like a generic type array and then I don't know. Let me look at pattern again. So match all isn't what we want. Record pattern isn't what we want. I think name needs to be nullable or optional. I think this needs to be an optional of name. And then have a list like that, and then do that. It checks the element types. If B is an instance of A, then B array is instance of A array. Yeah. But why would you ever do that? is the question. I don't know. I'm learning a lot of things, I will say. This is actually a very interesting learning experience because I'm learning all the random quirks of Java. And we haven't even got to like the parsing yet. This is just the different, like, things. There's going to be so many friggin' weird things that are going to happen when we get to like parsing and static analysis and stuff. But here we are. Okay, next we have a binary expression, which is nice and simple. Finally, something nice and simple, chat. So a binary expression is just a span, a left, an operator, and a right. Super simple. You know, this is as simple as it goes in reality. Well, not really, but pretty much. Then we have a unary expression, which is kind of the same, I guess. It's similar-ish. The only difference about unary is that you have the string operator first, right? Then you have the expression, which is the expression, and then you have whether or not it's a prefix expression or not. Is it like condition A or B? So binary is saying like A plus B, right? Unary is saying like not A or plus plus A or A plus plus, or you know, like that. That's the difference between them. This is now incorrect, of course. This is just expression, and this is just visit unary expression. Nice. Now we have switch expression, and then finally we have yield expression. That's all the expressions done. Assuming we haven't missed one, which I probably have, and it's probably going to bite me in the butt later, but here we are. Span. Switch expressions, I think, are pretty simple, right? You have the expression, which is the selector, right? So what you're switching on. And then you have the rules, right? So a switch, we do have switch rules, don't we? Yes, so you just have a list of labels and then a body, but that's not what this is. So this is a list of switch rules, right? I think. Yes. Because a switch expression compared to a switch statement, right? So a switch statement is the same thing, right? So this would be a switch statement, but if I'm saying int A is equal this, then this now is a switch expression? I think that's how that works. Not completely confident. But I know that's just like roughly correct, I think. So then we'll do this. Switch expression, nice. List of selector. Visit switch expression. This is not correct. We need the list of AST node children equal to a new array list. Add selector, add all switch rule, and start copy of children. Visit switch expression. Nice. And then finally, we have a yield expression, which I don't know what that is. How is a yield an expression? Let's have a look. Yield. A yield is not an expression. That's what I thought. So why do I have it here? Yield. I have a yield statement, right? Yes, so yield expression is not a thing. I was gonna say that didn't seem right. Because you can't, it can't be an expression, it's only a statement. You can't have like A is equal yield something, right? You can't do that. So it can't be an expression, that doesn't make sense. We just need to edit the AST kind and find yield expression. Okay. Okay, literals. In theory, should be nice and simple. I assume we've done all of these, right? Yeah. So literals, I think, are going to be easy as pie, right? Because it's just holding data, effectively. I'm just trying to see if I actually have these somewhere or not. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what these do. I don't know if we are actually gonna store the data here or not. I guess so, right? So we'll have a new package literal, and then we'll do a new interface first, which will be a literal. This will be sealed, of course, and then that will permit all of our different ones. So let me just I'll bring literal over to my other monitor. So permits integer, literal, floating point literal, boolean literal, character literal, string literal, null literal, and then text block literal, which is technically a string literal, but it's not quite a literal, right? Okay, so then we can create an integer literal. So that's a record. This will implement literal, and that'll be integer. Okay, so then we can have span, and then I think it would just be int value. One second, this needs to extend AST node. There you go. I don't think I need that. Yeah, that's just an empty list, and then this is just visit integer literal. It wants me to have this method though, so I guess I have to have that. Yeah. Maybe if this was just called value. Right? Refactor anyway. Then I can get rid of that, I think. I cannot. I can only do that if I have it be boxed. So I guess that's what we're doing. I mean, if I look at like boolean literal, see, this uses boolean.class. That's kind of crazy. Is there any way that we can do that? I don't think so, right? I mean, I could just have int value and just not worry about this. I mean, I could actually do object value, right? I think. No, I cannot. Yeah, so there's no point in having that then, in reality. And then it's just better to just have int value. Yeah. Okay, next. Floating point literal. It's going to be identical. These are all going to be exactly the same. It's just that they're going to hold. See, a floating point could technically hold a double. So we'll have to hold a double. Okay. Which actually now makes me think that the integer needs to hold a long as well. Okay. So floating point literal, that's fine. Boolean literal is just nice and simple, so I don't know why I didn't just copy that one as well, actually. So Boolean literal, Boolean, it is, that's fine. This just needs to be Boolean, and then this needs to be Boolean. Let's just make sure that imports the correct thing. Okay, then we have character literal. So character literal. We have char value. We have character literal. Character. Boom. Boom. Why is that not importing? Can you import, please? There you go. Let me close that for a second. Close that. Close that. This is complaining because... There we go. A text block, it kind of is just a string, but I'm going to leave it for now. And we'll do a string literal, which once again, I don't know why I'm not just string literal, string value, string literal, string literal. These are all fine, right? Yes, they are. This is almost fine. Then we have a null literal, which is actually going to be slightly different because a null literal obviously doesn't hold a value, right? It's just a span, and then implements literal. And no literal, visit no literal. Boom. Finally, text block literal, which is actually exactly the same as a string literal. So, oh right, I should probably actually text block literal. And then this is stupid. This is stupid. There's no point having a text block literal. What we can do is we can just come in here and have a boolean is text block. That's so much easier. And then we can just go into AST kind, and we can get rid of text block literal. Okay. And then the only other thing I need to do is go into literal and get rid of text block literal. And I think, chat, I think everything should build. I think you're probably going to have some errors actually, but hopefully everything builds. I said that would take an hour. Here we are at an hour 50. It's taking a long time. It's admittedly taking a long time. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna have some import problems. Which is fine. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but yeah, we're gonna have some import problems. Type parameter, type ref. We just need to import the correct type ref. Got that. Okay, this is going to take a hot minute to just do all of these, but that's perfectly fine. Just get these done and dusted. Obviously, they're going to default to being the correct one anyway, so that's kind of fine. Okay. Boom. 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 Oh, we don't have a record component. It's something I've realized. We do need one though. Because a record component is kind of a local variable, but it's also not. So yeah, we need that to be a thing. It's just a span, then it's a list of modifiers, and then it's a list of annotations, and then it's a type ref type, and then a name. And let's just import that. This implements AST node, and then we can just implement the methods. List of, yeah, do that. Boom, boom, boom. Is that it? No, that's not correct. It's forgotten the modifiers. Wait, we do need the modifiers, right? Modifiers, I thought, are nodes. They are. So why isn't it like that? Oh, add all. That's why. So modifiers, annotation, type. That's all good. And then we can say visit record component. Obviously, we need to create that, but that's perfectly fine. Record declaration, and then we want record component. And then we'll go into here. And we want our visit record component. Look, that's okay. That's that one done. Let's import that there. Let's import the correct type ref there. Whilst we're going through all of these, actually, I'm going to make sure I'm doing list.copy of just to make sure that's all fine. So modifier, I should have just created all these classes at the beginning and then I wouldn't have to deal with this. But, well, it's hard to know exactly what you're gonna need, right? Like interface member, I don't have that either. I don't know why I even thought that was a thing I need. It's just a class member, right? Yeah. Aha, found you, you little bugger. Thought it was gonna escape me there. Annotation member. Once again, this is just a class member, bro. Chill. Name, annotation. Okay. And then, yep, let's dot copy of. That's fine. Expression. Boom. This needs to be list dot copy of children. Doesn't like the annotations, admittedly, because I imported the wrong one. that would definitely be a reason why that wouldn't work. Yield expression, that's not a thing. I don't know why I thought that was a thing. This is just an expression. List of, that's fine. List of, that's fine. List of, that's fine. List of, that's fine. Okay. Hi, what is the progress of your IDE? The progress of the IDE is not that far, admittedly. I'm currently working on the actual core kind of part of the IDE, right? So the actual stuff that makes you able to use it as an IDE. That is what I am working on right now. We have a lot of backbone behind that though, so we do actually have like a very much a visual. Well, actually we have basically a lot of the IDE that's not the IDE, if you think about it like that, I suppose. Yeah, that's probably what I would say we have. You know, we have the settings, we have the plugins, we have all that stuff. Why is this complaining? Yeah, that should be add all. So yeah, that's kind of the state we're in right now, which is why I want to get this done, because once this is done, then yeah, that the rest all becomes even easier to do. This is the big thing that's holding everything down, right? Oh, I broke IntelliJ. Oh no, I broke Copilot. That's fun. There you go, Copilot. Yeah, which is why I'm just pushing through this. I'm getting all these streams done. Hopefully have a video tomorrow as well, or yeah, probably tomorrow. I'm not going to get it done today. And hopefully we'll have lots more people working on it, and hopefully there'll be more people that can work on this as well, the actual like parser part of things, because it's going to take me a long time to do that by myself. So I'm hoping there'll be some smart people that come along that can also help to just speed it along, even if nothing else, really. We don't have an anonymous class declaration, but I guess that's just because it's a normal class declaration, right? It's not actually anything special. Catch clause, it doesn't like that. Is that the correct thing? Yes, now it is. It wasn't before. This should be list.copy of. We're gonna have to go through one by one and check that those are all correct, actually. think that's unnecessary, right? I think we can just do children.add all elements. Oh, we can't because it's an array. I see. That's fine. It doesn't like that though, admittedly. Why not? Add all. Huh. Annotation element, what are you? Oh. That's not correct. What is this? This is a normal annotation. So it's just a name and then the elements. But what are the elements? Let's see. I think it's just a map, right? Like a map of a name to expression or something? No, not an I guess it could be. There's a name and a value, right? Because that's how it works. It's a key value. Also, I will be right back. I need to close my window. Because otherwise, all of the flies in the entirety of the UK will be in my house. I don't particularly want that. So okay, we actually have a little more work to do, I think. Because the value, unfortunately, isn't as simple as just a value, right? We don't have a value. That's not a thing. So let's create this real quick. Annotation element. Right. This will have a span, of course, so a span, as usual. It will have a name, which is the name of the element, and then it will have some kind of value, right? So yeah, so the values could either be, no, in fact, it's always going to be an annotation, right? Is that right? I think that's right. I'm admittedly not completely certain. No, I think it's just an expression. I think actually Copilot is correct here. I think it is just an expression. I think that's it. And then it just implements AST node. And then implement our methods. You know, I'm very scared for how much I'm going to have to change when we write the actual parser. I feel like we're going to have to change so many things here. But, well. Yeah, that's correct. Visit annotation element, so visit annotation element, like that. Boom, so that's done. That's just a list, that's fine. And then this is complaining, let's just quickly import it. Boom. Let's fix that, and then we have a little bit of a warning here, but that's perfectly fine. So is that everything? Should we try building again and see what the new errors are? So I'm sure there'll be some. There's no errors. Okay. Okay, chat. We're making moves. We are making moves. So let's close this for a second. Unfortunately, we do now need to go through all of these, and we just need to make sure that these are all returning immutable lists. So this is going to take a second to go through all of them and just check that they're all correct. But this is quite important. Like, this one was not doing that, so it needed to do that. This one is also not doing that, so let's do a copy of children. That's fine, that's fine. Most of them are going to be fine. It's just every so often I probably missed it, so... Oops, what did I just do? I don't know. Then we have variable declarator. This, yeah, once again, missed it. This isn't really a thing. I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna put that in generic, I think. I think it fits better in there, and then I can just get rid of this. Just search for return children. True, but how can I search just in this directory? Can I replace in files? Return children? And then return list dot copy of, oops, list dot copy of children. Replace all. I guess that worked. If I just say in project and look for return children, yeah, there you go. The only place is in path tree item. Okay, that should work. So now I'm going to do the big thing. I'm going to commit it to GitHub. So Copilot can hopefully generate me a nice summary. It will probably fail, but it will try. Add expression and generic AST nodes, refactor structure. It's good enough. It's as close as I'm going to get. I'm not going to list every single node I added, so that's good enough for me. Okay. Anyways, that's the AST done. These are all used, right? Yes, and let's just check. What we can check is that everything in the AST kind has been used. Which it has. So in theory, that is the easy part done. Which means it's now time to end it all, chat. Because now we have to actually write the parser. Which may or may not be complete and utter hell. So. I really don't want to do this. Oh, this is going to take so long. Okay. Let's hydrate. Okay, so parsing. To parse it, I honestly really need the BNF. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm going to do this. It would be really hard without the BNF. So I'm gonna have a look to see if I can find it. Grammar notation. Nope. Lexical structure. No, we don't care about the lexical structure. We're looking for... I'll bring this over so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So as I said, we don't care about the lexical structure. We don't care about types, values, and variables. We don't care about conversions and context. We don't care about names. Don't care about packages and modules. Don't care about classes, interfaces, arrays, exceptions, execution, binary compatibility, block tables and patterns, expressions. Definite assignment. Don't even know what that means. Threads and locks. Syntax. Is this it? No. Kind of, yes. But it's not... Like, yes, it is, but it's not combined. It's not combined into like one thing, which is a pain in the butt. I don't know what that is. They must have it though, right? What Java version is that? The docs here. This is Java 24, but Railroad is currently Java 21. At some point we need to update it to 24, but we'll probably wait till Java 25 comes out and then we'll update it to Java 25. But last time we updated it to Java 23, or maybe it was 4, it didn't work. Something broke, and it kind of broke everything. So we'll need to figure that out when we intend on doing that. Example programs, no. Organization, syntactic grammar, nope. It makes me think it's in the lexical structure, but I don't think it is. I mean, in theory, you always start with a compilation unit, right? I think. Oh god. I'm yawning. Don't know why I'm yawning. I'm not gonna find anything. I'll be honest, guys. I don't think I'm gonna find anything. So let's ask Big Man ChatGPT, shall we? Can you locate? No. What do I want to say? I don't want it to provide me with the BNF. I don't want it to just like generate a BNF because I don't trust it, to be honest. So I want it to find me the BNF. Really, what the fuck does this mean? That's pretty cool. W brave, man. That's cool. Anyways, what do I want to say? Can you find me a BNF of the Java 24 grammar? I want to write a Java parser, and without it, I think it would be very hard to ensure I cover every single part. I already have a Alexa. Burns it into opens and an AST visitor along with all of the AST nodes. I just need the grammar so that I can write the parser. I probably should have just spoken to it. JS as a variant of EBNF grammar for Java. Ah, that's what I need. Is it gonna link me to that? I need to locate chapter 19, which covers the entire grammar syntax. It does? No, it doesn't. I mean, yes, it does, but like, it's not. It's not in a useful order, right? Because you don't start with a switch and you don't start with an identifier. Yeah, I know about the JLS. Okay, you're gonna tell me. So that's good. Yes. Okay. Sure. Goal symbol. This was a synthetic error is compilation unit. The full list of productions is repeated in chapter 19. If you want ready-made, no, I don't want that. Or do I? Compiler grammar. Well, this project is developing an experimental version of the Java C compiler based on grammar written in Answer. I see. It's saying chapter 2? No, it's not saying chapter 2. It's saying chapter 19. I mean, the chapter 2 explains the notation. Look, if I look at chapter 2, like, yes, this is the grammars, but it's not the grammar, right? I'm looking, you know, let me try and find you what I'm looking for, because I've obviously written one for my language, so I can show you exactly what I'm looking for, and it should exist somewhere. It'd be crazy if it doesn't. Right, so I'm looking for this. Right, so you start with a program, then you go class declaration, class body, field declaration, etc, etc. You get all the way down, and basically at the bottom you end up with just characters, right? So this is a BNF file, which is what I'm looking for, and I got like expression.bnf and stuff, but this isn't like a full BNF, to be honest. This is just, you know, very basic for a very basic language, which is my language. But that's obviously not helpful to me. I mean, fundamentally it's the same, right? But like Java's weird because you obviously have records, you have enums, you have interfaces, you have annotations, you have, in Java 24 you might not even have a class, right? You could just have a main method. So I can't use this grammar kind of at all. Okay, let's talk to it, chat. I want to say none of these are in BNF style. I'm looking for specifically for a BNF style, or at least a hierarchical structure so that I can follow along and create the parser in order of elements. I think that's about a long wrong, but who cares? JLS uses an EBN. No, but it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, it does, but like it's not. Okay, it's just going to generate it for me. But at least this will give us a good starting point. At least. And then we can go from there. This is gonna take a while. It's scanning the PDF file, looking at each page. It's taking screenshots. That's crazy. Okay, it's not going to give me what I want. I can see here, semantics I identify but not yield are tricky to express in pure BNF. Okay, now it thinks I don't want eBNF. I obviously want eBNF, come on. Let's avoid making them wait. Okay, you're literally making me wait. Is it actually taking screenshots, or is it hallucinating? Because in the training data people take screenshots. I think it's probably actually taking screenshots. I'm not sure how else it would read the PDF, right? So I think it probably is, unless they've got like a built-in PDF parser, but I don't assume they do, because PDFs are like notoriously hard to parse, right? This might actually take forever, which in theory means it should be correct, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Just if I had Pro, man. If I had Pro, then I could use research grade intelligence, but I ain't paying $200 a month. It's not happening. If I was rich and I could afford that, then sure, but I'm not doing that. Bro, this is gonna use all my freaking Pro tokens, or not Pro, whatever subscription I have. It's gonna use all my tokens. Because this is actually taking forever. But now I can't stop it, because now it's already used a bunch of them. We might be here for a while, chat. I've actually never seen it think for this long. It's kind of crazy. How long has it been going for? Does it tell me? No. You know, whilst that's doing that, I'm gonna do some Googling. And I'm not gonna do that on stream, because you should never Google on stream, is what I've learnt. So I will not do that. Okay, I want to Google Java EBNF grammar. So there's a Java BNF from a university, but I suspect this is not recent. It actually doesn't say, but I can almost guarantee it's not recent. If I even just look for yield, yeah, yield isn't even in there. Oh my god, I found it. Kind of. I found it in in Java 8. Wait, no, Java 7. I found it in Java 7. And in Java 7 they have a BNF grammar. It's in the syntax page, which is where was syntax? Syntax. Oh, that's page 19, yeah. I mean, see, page 19 is correct. It is the grammar. It's just not what I want. You know? Oh, what the hell? Okay, it has come up with some crazy shit. What the hell is happening here? Okay, epilepsy warning. What the hell? What is it doing? Bro, this is gonna cost me so many freaking tokens. I don't know what the limit is for my subscription plan, but like it's going kind of crazy. And then it creates a downloadable one. I made you a pure. No, I don't want it to be a pure. It hasn't understood me, man. See, this isn't what I want. I feel like it'll get mad at me if I tell it that it did all that work for nothing. And do I trust this, Ethan? Do you guys think I should trust this? Like, do you think it's got everything? I guess it depends how it read it, right? Like it depends how it's read it. Would be... It's probably not correct. I mean, it looks correct, admittedly. It does. It does look accurate. Okay, I need to look at my language. And I need to see... I think we're gonna have to figure this out by ourselves, guys. So... Okay, I found my parser. So I started by reading a bunch of statements, but I don't know that's gonna work. Holy shit, this will take forever. Yes, this is gonna take a while. Okay, it took me about... I'm trying to think exactly how long it took me. I think it took me about a month and a half to write my parser. And my parser is suboptimal at best. And at worst is... Well, it would be useless for this. All I need to know, right? I can write the passwords. Also, let's turn the light on so you guys can actually see me. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I probably need to turn it down though, because that's quite bright. Honestly, it can be on the lowest setting. It doesn't need to be like bright. And I'm also going to turn my fan down, which is honestly a little bit too powerful still, but that's fine. Okay, all I need is just a hierarchical friggin' list of what I need to do, and then I can figure out the rest. But I don't think I'm gonna get that. You know, I'm gonna create a new chat with ChatGPT, and I'm just gonna ask it. I want to write a Java parser following the Java 24 language specification. How should I start the parsing? And then say, IE, what is the first nodes I should look for, and what is the order after that? Notes there. Okay, I've asked it to tell me. I think we're gonna have to look for statements, but I don't know exactly what statement. So I think we'd probably look for a package statement first, right? Is what I would think. And then imports, right? And then class declarations. Okay. I was kind of correct. So it looks for a package declaration, then it looks for imports, then it looks for type declarations, and then it creates a compilation unit out of that. But before all of that, I need to check if it's a module. I didn't think about this, so I need to check if it's a module. If I look at the AST for program, we have compilation unit, right? Now, here we have an optional module declaration, but this is actually the first thing. So it would be like... I don't know exactly how modules work, I'm gonna be honest, but it's something like open module something 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 2 something something something, and then like this, and then it's like exports something something something, or something like that. I don't know exactly how they work, but that's basically what we need to look for. Let me see if it's actually given me what that needs to be. Open module qualified identifier module directive, new package import allowed. Module directive is one of requires, exports, opens, uses, provides. Right. So we should really have a modular compilation unit, shouldn't we? Because they're two different things. A compilation unit is different to a modular compilation unit. Modular compilation unit, right? So we're going to be back to creating some yeah, so we need to get rid of this, get rid of that, and then do visit modular compilation unit, then create a modular compilation unit, which is just a module declaration, right? I think so. I don't know what is automatic is. You know what is automatic is? Has anyone used Java 9 modules here before and would know what its automatic is? Honestly, I've never used Java 9 modules, so I'm a little out of my depth on this one. You know, I'm just gonna tell ChatGPT this is what I have. Does this look correct? Let's see what it says. Oh, it's still generating. I think this is correct. I'm not sure what this is. I don't think this is a thing. Like, I'm actually quite sure that's not a thing. So a module can have 0 to n directives of mixed kinds in any order. Your singular fields requires directive, exports directive, Okay. Okay, so these need to be a list of directives, is how that works. And also this should be a name. So this should, okay. This should be a name, first of all. We have a boolean is open, which by the way needs to go before the name. Not that that's like super important, but sure. Then we have a list of annotations. List of annotations, which is the annotations. And then we have a list of module directive, which is the directives. And then here I have a list of AST node children equal to a new array list, add name, add annotations, add directives, copy of children. Okay. Then we need to define a module directive. So let's create a new class, which is an interface. This will be sealed. And it will basically permit all of these, right? So extends AST node, permits, requires, exports, opens, uses, and provides. That's complaining because of that, but after that we can just do that. That's fine. Those just need to now implement this. So implements module directive, implements module directive, implements module directive, module directive, module directive. Okay. So then this can go. Module declaration can go, right? Because then we use a modular compilation unit instead. So we rename this to modular compilation unit. Okay. And then we do visit modular compilation unit. Okay. AST kind. So modular compilation unit. This is still a thing because that's not correct. So modular compilation unit. And then that's gone. Nice. Okay. And then the normal compilation unit is fine. That won't cause us any problems. Okay. According to this, I think all of these are wrong as well. So exports directive has a span, and then it has a name, package name, and then it has a list of name, which is the module names. So then this is just a list of AST node children is equal to new list, add package name, add module names, return list dot copy of children, like that. Okay, then we have opens directive, so apparently that's the same. So that will be name, package name, then we have a list of name, which is the target modules. Okay. I'm going to open this one like that so that Copilot can hopefully... Never mind. I was incorrect. I was hoping Copilot would autofill that for me, but nope, I'm gonna have to type it manually once again. Okay. Then we have uses, or we can do provides first. So provides is span, and then it is a type name. What is a type name? I don't know what a type name is. A qualified name that denotes a reference type. I see. So it just wants me to use a name. I don't know why I didn't just say that. And then a list of name, which is the implementations. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing right now. None of this means diddly squat to me, because I've never used modules. Yay! And to be honest, this is kind of a waste of time, because in modding you're never going to use modules either, because you can't. But you know, here we are. We'll get it done. So this one has is static, is transitive, so those are actually correct. Is static, is transitive, and then it has a name, which is the module name. Why are you complaining? Oh, because that doesn't have a comma. There we go. I don't know why none of these have a children, by the way. They should definitely have children. It's actually just the name, isn't it? So that one's actually fine. And then finally, uses. So uses is just a name, a span and a name. So span and then a name, which is the service name. And then this will just be a list of service name. Okay, that should be all of our module stuff done. So now we can try and actually pass this friggin' thing, right? So we want to first check to see if we've got a modular compilation unit or not, right? That's number one priority. We need to know, is this a module or is this not a module? So what we can do is first look for the open keyword. Or module, I guess, because it could be open module or it could just be module. So let's check. Do we have a check method? No. What's the method we have? Matches. Match. I cannot type. Match any. Does match any consume it or no? It does. I don't want to use match. I want to use the other one, which I can't find. Expect? No. Mark? No. Is it just look ahead? Is that what it's called? Look ahead? Aha. Look ahead type. Which takes in an int. Oh. Yes, that's kind of correct. It's not kind of what I wanted, but yes. Let me look at the structure here for a second. We got expect, we got next is, what's next is Yeah, look ahead doesn't advance, right? No. Good. Or does it? Fuck, it actually might, because it does the next token. Rather than doing... This isn't gonna work. Because by doing the next token, that's advancing, right? And yet this isn't trying to advance. What's the Java parser going to be used for? It is going to be used to... You'll never guess. Parse Java. I know. Yeah, it's going to be used for basically doing like what's a good example? Okay, well really, for example, if I wanted to go control click this super, I need a Java parser to do that, because I need to know what the super, well not really I guess, because that's kind of, no, I kind of do, because yeah, you'd have to figure out, okay, the parent of this class is parser, so then you go into parser and you look for this constructor that takes in this thing that we have here. So we need a parser for that. We need a parser for actually typing shit, right? Saying this dot whatever and having all of these. We need a parser for errors, of course. So when I type this, it knows, hey, that's not valid. We need a parser for syntax highlighting. We kind of already have one for that, but it's honestly quite slow, and I think we can make it faster. So we need it for that. We need it for this, right? Where it says constructor is never used, right? So inspections. We need a parser for that, because we need to be able to inspect it and look through the code and see, okay, has this constructor been called? We need it for... Yeah, I mean, I could go on forever, right? You need a parser for a lot of things. Even things like this, right? Control clicking the Alexa, bringing you to this parameter right here. Obviously, that's kind of a more advanced inspection, because Java docs, everyone, well, Java docs are kind of nice, but also a pain in the butt, so. But this is all fine. Where was I at? I'm lost. Oh, right, yes, I was trying to find the friggin' method I have to... I need to change the next token, where I'm calling next token. This isn't gonna work. I'm thinking it would be better... Look ahead. What does this do? Look ahead buffer, to add last, produce next. Okay, but the problem with produce next is it modifies the pos, the line, and the column. Unless actually, does it reset it? No. So that's not a look ahead then. That's not the point of a look ahead. The point of a look ahead is that it actually... I don't have any Java docs in here. Okay. We need Java docs in here. Yeah, the point of a look ahead is that it doesn't actually go to that token. It just looks at that token and says like, hey, what is here? Rather than going forward to that token, because otherwise then we can never get back. So this is kind of a really annoying thing. All right, good night. So you Bim. Still don't know how to say your name. Good night. What is this? Yeah, this should probably null check. I agree with myself when I wrote that comment. We have a few warnings in here actually. What's this? Always inverted. I don't care. Always inverted. I don't care. Result is never used. I don't really care about that either. So you're gonna rewrite all those diagnostics you mentioned to maintain it for each new version of Java instead of making the IDE able to use existing tooling. I see what you're saying, but the answer to your question is yes, because the existing tooling is shit and completely and utterly useless. So yes, that is indeed what I am going to do. I'm going to pull an IntelliJ and write my own parser. It's the best option. I mean, that's what Eclipse does as well, right? They have the JDT. IntelliJ has their PSI. VS Code. I don't actually know what VS Code uses. I think they use Eclipse JDT actually. But it's just too slow and it doesn't support incremental parsing. If it did, then sure. I mean, technically, I guess you could get it to support incremental parsing if you added, because you can technically do a thing where you add ghost tokens. So you're like pretending that this is like a full file, but it's actually not, because you have these ghost. I don't think they're called ghost tokens, but you basically fake to say there's a token there. Like, if I was just trying to pass this method, I think what you would do is you would fake wrap it in like a class, right? So you would fake wrap it in just like a public class, some class. I guess that actually wouldn't work, because then it wouldn't compile that. But you'd only want to compile the body of the method anyways. If you wanted to compile the entire method declaration, then you would need the whole class, right? So I think that's how you would do that, but that's just so much more complex, I'm gonna be honest, rather than just writing something myself that kind of handles this thing. Albeit the current parser that we're writing will not do that, but I think it should be somewhat not too bad to implement that ourselves. So I don't think incremental parsing is that complicated in reality. It's just a matter of saying like here, for example, we're going to pass the module compilation unit, but you would just not start with that. You would just start with a method, or you would start with something else, and you'd be able to do that because you would have the SST, which is the tree, because that would already be built. So you'd already have your tree, so you know what node you're looking at trying to pass. So like here, IntelliJ knows that right now I'm inside this pass method, so when it goes to compile, it's only going to compile this method. And I guess semantic analysis probably still runs on the whole class. I think it's just lexing and parsing that's incremental, because you could kind of do semantic analysis incrementally, but I think that would not really work, because like if I was, say I was hiding something from here, if I had a Lexa, if I incrementally parsed that, it wouldn't be able to know that this Lexa is hiding this field. Although IntelliJ doesn't know that anyways, or at least it probably knows it but doesn't tell you. Or maybe I removed that. I probably removed that actually because it was probably pissing me off. But yeah, anyways, honestly guys, we are going to end the stream here. It's way later than I thought. How are we only at 3 hours? 1 second. Didn't I say I streamed till... Oh, no. I guess the math does math, huh? Because I always say I'm going to do 7 till 10. And I just realized that's only 3 hours. Ah. Maybe we start at 6 from now on, guys. Maybe we do streams at 6. Because then that gives us 4 hours. I have to think about that. Anyways, we are going to end shortly. Hopefully, tomorrow, I'm going to get a railroad video out. Talking about railroad, explaining everything, all that kind of stuff. And we can kind of get more people working on it. Because that's what we need right now. We just need more people. Whether that even just be moral support. Even if you're just there for moral support, we need that. So that the project doesn't die. Because obviously if there's no one there to, you know, support it, then that will happen naturally. So if you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord. Feel free to talk in the railroad channels and, well, any channel, I guess. But, you know, it's a railroad stream, so I'm guessing you're probably here for railroad. And yeah, if you're a designer, I'm going to say this every single time. If you're a designer, please hit me up. We need designers because I'm not a designer. I don't know how to make things look good. So yeah, let me know. And I will get you in ASAP. And yeah, I will see you all hopefully tomorrow, because hopefully railroad video tomorrow. And I guess I have to record another tutorial tomorrow as well, but that's fine. That will take me 10 minutes for that tutorial. It won't take me 10 minutes, I'm lying. It'll take me probably like 4 hours, as it usually does. But anyways, I will see you all then. Goodbye.